Sometimes the controversy is not about losing your job. Sometimes it is about something much more ordinary here: getting through an airport. A video from an American airport has triggered a much bigger debate among the Indian diaspora. Where does genuine assistance end, the misuse begin? Ladies and gentlemen, according to reports, a viral video from Dallas Fort Worth International Airport involves an Indian family welcoming the parents. Well, the video showed an elderly woman being taken through the airport in a wheelchair and later walking away without the assistance here. The video sparked criticism online, with some people accusing travelers of misusing accessibility services. But here's where we need to slow down. Not every person who can walk needs no wheelchair assistance. Some disabilities are not immediately visible. Some people can walk short distances, but they cannot manage the long distances inside the airport. Some elderly travelers, they may struggle with fatigue. Some passengers may need assistance because they are unfamiliar with the airport. They do not speak English comfortably, or they have difficulty navigating the connections. So a video lasting a few seconds, it cannot tell us somebody's entire medical situation. And at the very same time, the controversy raises a legitimate question about the integrity of accessibility services. If somebody who do not genuinely needs mobility assistance use the system simply as a shortcut, well, that can create problems for passengers who actually depend on it. And that is why this particular debate that becomes so emotional within Indian American community, because whatever Indians do in US, they are being judged. Use a wheelchair, you are being judged. Because there is another layer here: diaspora image. Well, when one person posts a life hack online, millions of people can see it. And suddenly an individual decision can become a stereotype about an entire community. The larger lesson is simple: accessibility services exist for accessibility needs. If the actual problem is language, navigation, or simply needing somebody to guide an elderly parent through a huge airport, well, there may be other legitimate assistance options. What do you do when AI is actually replacing jobs? Not from a CEO speech, not from a viral LinkedIn post, not from a headline saying AI will take your job. You look at the data. And California has launched a new tool designed to do exactly that. According to a report received by TimesXP, Governor Mr. Gavin Newsom's administration has deployed a California AI unemployment tracker developed by state's Employment Development Department alongside researchers at UC Berkeley and UCLA. The tool uses unemployment insurance claim and AI exposure data to identify where job losses may be emerging. And the data that is specifically interesting, and that too around highly educated technology workers. According to the report, unemployment claims among workers with advanced degrees and highly AI exposed professions, well, it has increased, with San Francisco Bay Area showing particular pressure here. Now, there is an important distinction. A technology worker being laid off does not automatically mean AI directly replace that individual. Companies restructure for many reasons here. They reduce the cost, they flatten management, they move money into new division, they change the strategy, and sometimes they use AI as part of that transformation. But for the workers, the result can look remarkably similar. The team gets smaller, the workload gets bigger, the hiring bar that gets higher. And if you are an H-1B worker, there is an additional layer here. Well, you may not have the luxury of spending 6 months looking for your next opportunity. The report highlights the pressure that is being created by existing immigration timeline and recommends that workers keep track of labor market changes and maintain appropriate immigration planning. So AI is changing not only what people do, it is changing how secure their job feels. For years, the AI boom had one obvious symbol: the GPU, powerful processors, giant data centers, massive computing cost. But now the biggest AI companies increasingly want something different here. They want to design the hardware themselves. According to the report, OpenAI has unveiled Jalapeno, a custom inference the chip developed by the Boat Corp. The chip is designed specifically for running AI models rather than trying to do everything that a general purpose processor can do. Now, in layman's language, what does that mean? Because running an AI at autonomous scale, it is expensive. Every time you ask an AI model a question, computers somewhere they have to process that request. Millions of users, billions of requests, massive electricity consumption, huge data centers. So companies are looking for ways to squeeze more performance out of every single unit of energy and every dollar spent. According to TimesXP's report, ladies and gentlemen, early testing indicates the custom chip. It could significantly reduce the cost per token as compared with conventional GPU clusters here. But the biggest story is not just OpenAI. Google has its TPUs, Amazon has Infinitia, well, Meta has its own AI escalators. The technology giants are increasingly building specialized hardware for themselves. Why? Because owning more of hardware stack, it can mean greater control over cost, over supply, over performance. And this could have consequences for Indian engineers too. The skills company want may gradually change. Instead of only asking whether you know software development, companies may increasingly want people who do understand hardware software code design, who do understand system engineering, who do understand AI infrastructure. And that is a major shift because the AI revolution, it is not happening only inside software. It is moving all the way down to the Silicon Valley. And if hardware becomes more specialized here, well, the jobs around it will become more specialized too.